Hi guys, in this video, I'm going to be telling you 7 most common property maintenance issues that property investors face, how to deal with them, and how to buy positive cash flow property, not sacrifice that passive income despite the maintenance. So if you're kind of thinking, hey, I don't want to grow my portfolio, I don't want to get into property because of maintenance issues, dealing with all these things, then this video will be super useful to you. Okay, and if it does bring you value, guys, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, hit like, please engage with this video so then it goes to more people and actually helps people. All right, so most people want to invest in property because, there's a saying that having an enviable career is one thing, but being a happy person is another. Having an enviable career is one thing, but being actually a happy person is another. So many people want to leave their job and invest in property so they can get their time back, but maintenance issues that property investors face, unless dealt properly, can mean that it's just all too hard or just not really worth it. So here are 7 maintenance issues that are most common and some tips and tricks that you can do or you should know so that you can buy positive cash flow properties even despite this. Okay, it's always a good idea to invest. The first one is appliances. So you'll often get a phone call from your property manager saying, oh, the tenant is worried that the dishwasher isn't working or the oven or something like that. And these tend to happen quite a lot. And just to back up for a second, you can buy properties anywhere in Australia because the property manager is the one who's actually dealing with things. They're the ones getting the quotes. They're the ones fixing things. They're the ones managing your property. It's not really a big headache as long as you know how to manage the property manager. And even despite these maintenance issues, normally I like to budget in $1,000 or $1,500 a year for established properties, maybe 10, 20, 30, 40-year-old properties, really good properties in good location with good bones. You budget, let's say, $1,500 a year. That's all that's really going to cost you over the long term, okay? You don't have to buy brand new properties to avoid huge maintenance issues. But the first one is appliances. So most of the time you just need to get the electrician or, the fix will normally cost about $50 to $100 an hour. The property manager will come and get those quotes for you and they'll sort it out. If you need to get a new oven, like that might cost $900, or a dishwasher might cost, just upwards of $1,000, then you're not going to have any maintenance issues for a long time, but if you have an old one, normally every 2 or 3 years, there's maybe $100, $200 of cost. That's the first one, and I've made some notes. I'm going to read a little bit. The second one is water leaks. Water leaks in ceilings or under windows. So, this can be quite a common one as well. Like if you don't deal with it, water can destroy wood, drywall, flooring, and basically any surface of the property, okay? Sometimes mold can grow. So you need to fix it immediately, not let it get out of hand. So, a very simple thing is to hire a contractor and just fix the problem immediately. Like when it comes to water leaks, don't just get the cheapest person. But normally, sort of a roof ceiling leak or something can cost anywhere between $500 to $1,500 if it's moisture or things like that. But once you've got it done, you've got it done. It's not really a big issue. The third thing is water leaks under the sink. Water leaks under the sink. So it could be the supply line, the pipe that brings the water to the sink, hot and cold, or the drainage. That might be an issue, right? So most of the time it's because the pipes aren't fitting together properly. Once again, you just get to hire a plumber. Call out fee might be $70 or $100. Within a couple of $100, they normally fix this. It's not a big deal. The fourth thing, the very common thing that you might find is water drips from faucets. Okay, like a slow drip in the sink or the bathroom, and can end up costing you hundreds of thousands of, not hundreds of thousands, just hundreds of dollars, okay, hundreds of dollars. So you need to get it fixed right away. Don't, put it on the back burner. The thing is, if you can manage your maintenance by being proactive and being very quick to respond as well, then it avoids being a huge expense down the line in the future years. So, like a simple rubber washer can fix the water drips and things like that. You can probably do it yourself. A handyman can do it. It's less than $100 job. No hot water is another thing. Hot water systems breaking down and things like that. Like, you can get a hot water system fixed for about $600. If you need to get a new one, that's about $2,000 or $3,000, and you might think, hey, that's a lot of money. But hot water system can probably last 10 years at least from when it's fixed. So these aren't very reoccurring items, unless you don't get them fixed. Hot water system, very common one, very cheap to get it fixed. If you need to get a new one, that is a little bit more expensive, but then you won't have to worry about it for a decade or two. And I don't know what we're up to, number 5 or 6 or 7. The next one is the toilet can be running. So oftentimes tank parts are made of plastic or very cheap materials. So water can be heard running in the toilet. I don't know if you can resonate with that 24/7. It can be very annoying, and the tenant can get a little bit pissed off with that. So once again, you just need new parts. These parts normally cost like $20-$30. Not hard. You just get a handyman, and you don't need a plumber and all that fancy thing, and they can do it for less than $100, less than $150. Once again, the property manager fixes all this or handles all this. And the last one is a clogged toilet. So a clogged toilet. Okay, so if the tenant clogs your toilet, because I don't want to mention what they've done, because they've done something, it's actually their responsibility to fix it. All right, so you need to make sure that your property manager is doing routine inspections and they fix it. But of course, any tenant will not really want to wait for a routine inspection by the property manager. If there's something stuck down there, they're going to fix it. But I just thought you should know that it's their responsibility to do that. Okay, so you can get the property manager to fix it, but ultimately you can pass that cost on. Something that's their fault, they pass on. So those are the 7 things. So just to reiterate: appliances not working, water leaks and ceilings or under windows, water leaks under sinks, water drips from faucets, hot water systems, clogged toilets. I think those are only 6, I can't remember. But those are the 6 or 7 big things. And so the point of this video is that, to tell you what's in store for you if you are a property investor or about to become a property investor. But also the point of the video is to say none of these are big things. I really want to hammer home the point that if you're buying houses with high land to asset ratio, you're buying them for growth. You're not just getting a house and land package because that's what the next property investment company said that you should do. You're actually, an advanced property investor. Then you should be able to expect, $1,000 to $1,500 of property maintenance costs per annum if you're on top of the ball. And normally, like for myself, I have 9 residential properties, 4 commercial, but 9 resi. Normally every month I would get maybe 2 or 3 emails from property managers saying, hot water system, or this water leak, or this or that, those 7 things that I've mentioned. And I just reply back saying, okay, well, let's get 3 quotes. They send me 3 quotes, and I just say, okay, which one do you recommend? I don't want to go for the cheapest, but quality as well as affordability. And the property manager then says, okay, well, it's this one. And I just say, okay, cool, done. So to manage my properties, it probably takes me 2 hours. That's even pushing it, 2 hours a month. All right, so investing in property is fun and easy. All my properties are scattered all over Australia, and even with that, the maintenance bill isn't high. I'm not doing it myself. The property manager's doing it. They're good at what they do. They're a fundamental, important part of the team, and that's why it's truly passive income. All right, guys, so that was a quick sort of video. Hopefully that was useful. If it was, leave a like button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on. If you're watching in my 8,000 member Facebook group, thank you so much for always watching and absorbing my content. If you're not there yet, jump on. I'll leave a link below to the group. You can jump in that, also to the podcast. And guys, if you actually want to do this seriously, if you want to, if you've been trying to research property, if you're trying to become a property investor, grow your portfolio, or enter into the market, and you can't figure it out, guys, you don't need a buyer's agent. I can help you do it. You don't need to spend 15K. We can help you do it using data. All right, I can hold your hand, mentor you through. It's not hard. I'll leave a link below to the Property Investment Accelerator. My name's BK. Peace.